paper magic will survive like the heat death of the universe and will...
Oh, it's a smuggler's copter. Would you like to crew this? And then it crashes because they don't understand arithmetic.
All your cards belong to me.
2 minutes into macing him in the eyeballs, I switched to pepper spray. He's like, it's all right, refreshing. And went back to the mace.
Magic is dying, I'm done. Selling everything.
I might be a hoarder. And yes,
I don't have the crayons or glue to explain this to you right now.
What, are you gonna die twice?
Oil will be worthless before magic cards will.
well, okay, Dr. Man.
That's Mr. Dr. Professor Jason.
Welcome in, everybody. It's Brainstorm Brewery, and this is a momentous week that we are podcasting. The ban hammer came down this week, you all. It came down hard.
You're acting like this is a Mana Crypt day when it was just one legacy card in a format that not many people play.
Casual Brawl will never be the same.
Oh, sure, whatever. I'm glad I interrupted you still, though.
You should be. It's better that the bit works better when you interrupt, so appreciate that. I actually had a jump scare. I literally went to go rage tweet about how they banned Time Warp and Subtlety and Force of Will and Temporal Manipulation and Wash Away along with Ugin's Labyrinth. And I play those 5 blue cards in my Uro deck. And then I realized that this was a jump scare because they're creating a competitive brawl queue and none of my cards are actually banned anyway. So all that happened is...
saying they could have competitive commander and commander have different ban lists, and Mystic City could be banned as casual commander. So you're saying...
Oh, that's a good
I'm just going to
point,
be devil's
Liz.
advocate for a minute.
That's a good point. Yeah, they banned some candles in Legacy, and they banned the Seeker of Skybreak out of Pauper to prevent the Hawkeye's Bow combo before a number of Pauper events upcoming. I actually saw more discourse on that than I did anything else, but it's probably better to start with the candles because they cost a lot of dollars.
So I think Candelabra of Tanos is the cheapest it will ever be again. Preserve
Probably.
don't go down.
Probably.
It's a CDH card. I don't know. Like, do you really think that the 20 legacy players in the world who bought playsets, and that's being generous, after they sell their playsets and those copies get reabsorbed, the card's just $4,000 again?
Where are there
They're
any
gonna
coming
look
from?
At the calendar on their wall, because those people have a wall calendar, and they're gonna be like, I got 30 more years left in me. Candelabra will come off the ban list eventually.
Guys, I have a wall calendar.
And they're gonna wait it out.
That's your old Corbin.
It has pictures of my kids.
That's honestly quite charming.
I keep them every year when the year's over.
You keep your kids every year? That's congratulations. Not many dads can claim that honor.
It's a keeper league.
Congrats on not being a deadbeat dad, Corbin.
Yeah, it's a keeper league.
The bar's low.
My thoughts on Candelabra ban are... Candelabra is the kind of card that is going to cause trouble in some capacity at some point, even if they ban Planar Nexus, which they've said they might be willing to do if it keeps being a problem. It's also one of those things where they can never address it, but a $4,000 card being a playset being good is just so bad for Legacy.
Yeah, Tabernacle being close to 3 as a one-of in lands in
Liz,
an okay deck.
They worked this into the announcement, and I really appreciated it. And it likely was entirely unintentional. They called Candelabra the highest value over replacement of a different card. And I was like, it's the word. It's the word.
But
it's
also
a little
wins over
nod.
Replacement, value over replacement, wins over replacement are terms that mean other things. I know you know that, Corbin. I'm not transplaining to you.
As I said, it was obviously unintentional, but I did catch it, and I was like,
It's nice.
I see what you did there.
I do sort of wish they also hit Planar Nexus, but you know what? The thing about the Tron deck was it was a Stompy deck and a big mana deck. Those two things are really hard for any sort of fair mid-range deck to actually contend with. The Mystic Forge deck is a Stompy deck and a Storm deck, and fair mid-range decks can beat those two things simultaneously. The problem with the Tron deck was that even if you interacted with their spells in the stack, eventually they would just resolve an Ugin, deal with your best permanent, and then even if you counter it, they dealt with your best permanent. And they have all the time in the world to find an Urza's Saga or a Kozilek's Command. But now that they are forced to play with a more reasonable amount of mana, you know, they're forced to Grim Monolith key their way to their 7 mana turns or whatever, there are just a lot more points of interaction. Tron forced you to play Wasteland in addition to Force of Will, now we could see a deck that doesn't do that. I think the Fantastic not getting banned is fine, especially in a world in which fair mid-range decks and control decks and tempo decks have a little bit more room to breathe. Metagames are ecosystems.
There's no way they have to ban that card in an Eternal format on the first week it exists.
Right.
Well,
even if it ends up being too good,
that's
it's
a different
neat for it to
mindset.
exist in the format for a second before they just whiplash overcorrect.
We live in a different time. Like, just very briefly, like, I saw people saying things like, Wizards just keeping the status quo so they don't hurt collectors. Why wouldn't they ban something to shake it up and make it more fun for us? And I'm like, does anyone remember Splinter Twin and how people lost their minds because they thought, and I am quoting, Wizards banned the card, quote, to shake up the Pro Tour? It literally caused a revolt. I had one of the highest read articles, like with hundreds of thousands of views on it for MTG Price of all places, breaking down everything that happened because people lost their minds misinterpreting something Aaron Forsyth said about Splinter Twin getting banned. And now the response was, you didn't ban anything just to make us like happier. And it's like the mindset of maybe this needs to get banned, but it's okay if it exists for 6 months before it gets banned just to see, doesn't seem to exist anymore. The idea is if it needs to get banned eventually, it needs to get banned now. It seems to be how some amount of people are approaching it. And I think it's crazy because if that was the case, Mirkwood bats would be banned in Commander.
So one of the things people I think forget about Eternal Magic, Legacy, Vintage especially, is that they are formats that are played over long periods of time. You can play workshops in Vintage over the course of a decade, and you know what? I think super broken decks being a part of the format for like 2 months is a feature of the format, not a bug.
Agreed.
I think Unnerfed Luris Legacy was one of the coolest 2 weeks of my life.
Yeah, I just think that there's so many Magic players that, and I don't even mean it in a negative way, like I'm just trying to say it as a reflection of the people who have entered Magic just did not come up in a culture of tournament grinding, self-improvement, blah, 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 blah. And there's a lot more there's just literally a different mindset as to how to approach things. Like bannings were seen not just as a failure designed by Wizards, but almost as a failure of the players in their own minds for not being able to beat it, right? Like, because if everyone's playing something, the point needs to be banned. If you can figure out how to beat it, you're in a great spot. Like, it was always this last resort. And now it's just wildly different asks from the community. And if I don't know if you're Wizards of the Coast and you're managing all of these formats, what you're supposed to take. Are you supposed to take a 10-year view on it when people only play the game for 3 years and are raging? Like, I don't know.
But that's not Legacy. Not Legacy players don't just play the game for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
I think that the Legacy ban list should cater to the person who's going to play Magic for 10 or 15 years. And I think Legacy is a format of slow changes, and I think that's why it took so long for Entomb to get banned, is because incremental change is the name of the game in a format that is eternal.
Mm-hmm.
I also think, to your point, Corbin, a lot of people see the Fantasticar and they lose their first game to it, and they're just like, how can I ever beat this? My opponent made 16 power on turn 2.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. The card is bad against all kinds of interaction except for Graveyard. Like, I actually think that the card is bad against lands of all decks because it dies to Boseiju and it dies to Force of Vigor.
Yeah.
The fact that the last couple of challenges have largely been blue tempo decks, and even there's been someone playing blue-white control with Geist of St. Traft beating up on the Fantasticar. Geist of St. Traft has been in 4 challenge top 8s in the last week.
That's crazy, actually.
That's awesome.
And to be clear, it's the worst card in that person's 75.
Do they have noble hierarchs?
No, it's just like straight blue-white control.
When that thing attacked as a 3/3, you were cooked.
Your opponent Fantasticars you for 16, and you just Wrath of the Skies them for 0, and then the game is over.
Yeah.
I don't know. The card is very strong, and it has counterplay, and I'm sure it doesn't last forever. I feel like it's the kind of card that doesn't last forever. That said, I'm not even convinced it's in the best deck right now.
I'll tell you where it needs to be banned.
A lot of flavor of the week, colorless, splashable, eternal format thing that goes to $20 and then $0. Like, like unlicensed hearse was very, very good for like a month.
Yeah.
And then people got over it. Like,
I think this card being a Storm card also is an extra feel bad. People already don't like losing to Storm.
Yeah.
I think this is the first Legacy BNR where Bryant Cook didn't complain.
They need to ban it in Dual Commander. Don't know if you all saw the results
Probably.
of that, but it did take over that format in a day.
And Justin Gennari, also known as I Am Actually Level 1, had a really, really nuanced take in a video talking about the Vintage Restricted list, about how the card is warping to Vintage, but it's not totally format annihilating. It basically forces there to be a Fantastic Card deck, a deck that beats Fantastic Card deck, and a deck that beats the deck that beats Fantastic Card deck. You end up in this triangular metagame in what used to be a hyper-diverse format where, like, week over week, Initiative, Oath, Shops, Breach, Luris, any of those decks could win a challenge. Now it sort of feels like the format's going to homogenize around the one central boogeyman, the deck that beats the boogeyman, and the deck that beats the deck that beats the boogeyman.
Yeah.
And-
Well, let's talk about, however briefly, I guess. Let's touch on Standard. Nothing got hit. I think the next BNR in a month or so is supposed to be, and I could be wrong, the more scheduled shakeup ban. But nothing changed in Standard. And I've actually think I have a take here. I'm curious what you all think of this. 10 years ago, I was editing articles by Brian Brown Doohan saying that the Magic information we have today is better than ever. Metagames are solved more quickly than ever. I fully believe that metagames that people looked at as great in 2008 would be terrible if today's information tools were applied to them, because they would have been drastically different.
Yeah.
And I think that trend continued in a direction for a long time. And then I think it reversed. And this Standard format has had, like, I was at the Pro Tour talking to Pro Tour players. They told me Jeskai Control was unplayable because in their testing, they hadn't discovered tabulative discovery, right? They were at the Pro Tour making declarations strongly about, like, I'm not talking about corners of the internet. And you can take that and apply that for the past year, going back to Worlds. The Boulder with their Spell Elementals deck at Lorwyn Eclipse. Like, every single Standard event has just had all new stuff come out. Mardu discard at one of those. Like, it's continued to churn, and people are being rewarded for experimenting. And then you see someone like Matt Nass post the 10 deck ideas he had for Standard that he didn't pursue. And it's things you've never even thought about, but you're like, wait a minute, that is super powerful. And the past year, and part of it's the larger card pool, there just literally is more out there. But we've hit such a point of data aggregation that the data is driving the results and not necessarily the other way, if that makes sense. Or maybe the data is driving the process rather than the process driving the data is maybe a better way to put it.
I actually think, Corbin, you're hitting something really important here, which is that most Magic players are just looking at what the best deck is and going, lol, play the best deck, obviously. And there's so little innovation happening. And it isn't until you have an event like the Pro Tour where people actually stress test this stuff. And then on the other side of the coin, there is so many cards that even the people who are stress testing this stuff are going to miss Tablet of Discovery or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
The iPad.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I was going to say, and, I don't know, it seemed like I saw, a lot of people who play Standard are generally happy with it in the way that it's balanced, even if they don't necessarily like how fast it goes. A lot of the complaints around the format seem to be that I want to brew, but I can't because these two very powerful things exist. The Izzet deck and Badgermole Cub. And what they do is they create this check on the format where you either have to make a game-changing, altering play on turn 3 or 4, or be able to answer one. And once you do that, once you build your deck to do that, you can brew. Most games don't end on turn 3. Like, I've been playing a brew all season, and I crush F&M with it. Like, I climb on ladder in arena with, like, I am playing Standard and engaging with it in a fun way with a brew that is entirely my own. And I've been doing that for the past, 2 years in Standard. I was screwing around with Merfolk combo last year. Like, ever since I'd say Cutter and Vivi got banned, it's just been good. It's just fast.
Yeah. I think really a sign of the times is that the Jerry T, Green White Little Kid, Briar Patch Recruit or whatever, the 2-1-4-1 that
Green White Timmy's deck is what they call it. Yeah.
The fact that deck is still good and seeing results is huge. Now I will say, Amulet Pervert, Peter Hasusian, RC champion, recently posted a list of the Bant, Sewer Cam, Bloom Tender, Glass Dust Gear Hulk deck, playing Jolly Balloon Man as a new, more consistent turn 3 kill. Because like Jolly Balloon Man plus Bloom Tender or a Badgermole Cub hitting a breeding pool, plus a Nurturing Pixie in play, I think is like some sort of infinite where you can like Pixie pick up the cam, untap.
Why not?
And then because Nature's Rhythm finds 2 pieces of that combo, it's kind of like a 2.5 card combo. And he says he's really consistent at killing on turn 3 through no interaction. And Peter might be the person who is only capable of winning with Rube Goldberg machines, but as soon as a Rube Goldberg machine is good, he's unstoppable.
That really is the check. Like, I'm not going to lie, my standard brew exists to have redundancy for putting Bahamut into play on turn 3 or turn 4 at a slower time. The deck's worst play is like suspending Overlord of the Mistmoors a turn early or something. Like, the power level is high, but I'm sorry, like, Magic's power level is high. I don't know. Like, the most popular time in Magic's competitive history that people nowadays are pointing to was that 2016 era of Modern. And I'm sorry, but it looked like this. There were a lot of decks you could play, and they were all super powerful. Mm-hmm. And people complained about being ships passing in the night, and that's exactly what people complain. Like, people are talking about, well, I don't answer the card on turn 3, it just kills me. Like, well, then answer the card on turn 3. And, like, I don't know. Like, if these decks had dominant results, that'd be a different thing. I'm not even saying I don't want to see a shakeup in a month where Storm Chaser's talent and some part of Landfall get got. But it's not needed. I'll say that. And we're about to do a Pro Tour that's Modern and draft top 8. And then Worlds is some number of months away. And that's really it for the highest level of stuff. So it's going to be a little bit of time for Standard to breathe before the end of the year. All right. Well, that's probably enough ban list discourse for now. So thank you all for sticking with us through that. We want to move into our breaking bolts.
No, we don't. No, we don't. We have a different topic to discuss that is going to take a couple seconds. We didn't update on Corbin's Silv-Drazi Gate.
You're right. I forgot about that. Spoilers. It was the good version. My staff did well. The staff did
Amazing.
well. They did. They checked. The player knew what they had, and we got it right, and it was paid out properly. And I unloaded a serialized Thalia in Vegas, and I didn't even lose the money gambling. I tried, but I just stayed even instead. So,
did you find a store who paid you even though the card was fucked up?
Yeah, that's I did. Multiple, to be honest, literally everyone but you.
Not in a negative way. Thalia that was fucked up you didn't sell to me?
It wasn't fucked up. He's right, though. It had a little, I don't even know what you call it, on the corner. DJ is right that, he's right. It had a thing. Everyone else was thinking it's still going to sell it for the same price it is. I don't know. DJ can call it what he wants. It's like a little...
It had like a binder ding or something.
Yeah, it's a binder ding's probably the best way to put it. Just like a little bit of an indent in the corner. Everyone else just bought it normal. Literally, I had 4 offers on it. So, whatever. I tried to go gamble it and then didn't get to. Well, I got to gamble, but I just couldn't lose it. So, I somehow came back from Vegas with some money. I even gambled at the airport trying to lose money, and instead I won $20.
Here's the important question for the person who wasn't in Vegas. Did you two go to Buca de Beppo again without me?
No, I got out of work at 11:45.
Good. You didn't
Team events suck.
Corbin's a coward.
Team events are... I forgot. I literally had a moment of where it all came flooding back to me on Saturday where I was like, wait a minute. These are the worst thing ever from a work perspective.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what time you start the top 4. The top 4 is going to take 5 hours at a minimum. Because they got to all do the bathroom and post social media, blah, blah, blah. We got to do photos. Then they got to sit for a draft. Then they got to build. Then they got to go to the bathroom again. Then they got to have a smoke break. Then they got to get seated and play. Then both rounds have to finish. Then they got to do the in-between again. Then you got to just run it back again. It takes forever. But congratulations to the team of Dyer, Martell, and Sam Black, who are all back on the Pro Tour. Pretty insane to have all the old teams out. It was great. But that was Vegas, and this is Breaking Bulk.
Breaking Bolt time.
I have a Duskmorn.
Oh,
Uncommon.
everyone's hot today. Go ahead, DJ.
I have a Duskmorn Black Uncommon.
It's not Withering Torment, right?
No.
Nowhere to Run.
It is Nowhere to Run. I did not come with a heater today, but that's okay.
Good card,
I
though.
also played a lot of Duskmorn Limited.
That was a banger in that card was actually oppressive in the little window of oppressive pixie decks.
Yeah, Nowhere to Run has some very, very good text on it, even if you are playing like moderately high power commander. It's a okay removal spell for a lot of commanders. 2 mana black enchantment with flash. When it enters, target creature an opponent controls gets -3/-3 till end of turn. So they can't even like deflecting swat it to your guy. They can deflecting swat it somewhere else that is like you're still getting value onto that. And then the very important text is creatures your opponents control can be the target of spells and abilities as though they didn't have hexproof, and ward abilities do not trigger on those creatures. So like there's a lot of stuff that has ward in some capacity or hexproof that is just usually annoying to kill, and has like in Magic's boomer days we had to play just the card that got rid of hexproof that doesn't really do anything else. Like, you kind of get to play Glaring Spotlight and then maybe make your guys unblockable to win the game, but...
I'll tell you, those legacy players losing to guys to St. Traff could use some Nowhere to Runs.
They could use a little Shadow Spear action.
Yeah.
Nowhere to Run, reasonably good card. Still, you can sell it for around $1, and it buy-lists often.
That was like a 3 to 5 year period of Modern was Geist of St. Traff's versus Liliana, who won the dice roll and had turn 3 board supremacy. That was like such the sub game of that format. All right, good one, DJ. Liz, what do you got?
I have a red Mirrodin common.
Shrapnel
A
Blast.
Tog?
No, it's a
No,
common, isn't it?
Tog's a cool guess though. That card's sweet.
Not Shrapnel
Mirrodin one's
Blast.
really nice looking.
Shrapnel Blast is a good guess, admittedly.
Magnetic
Oh, Shrapnel
something.
Blast. Magnetic Theft is 5th Dawn, I think.
Corbin's actually guessing like reasonably good or close.
Someone sold me a collection recently that had these sets, like a binder full set of it. So I have seen a lot of these.
Are you being cheeky? Is it Iron Mirror?
No, it's not. It's not a cheeky one. This is a real, honest to God normal moon card.
Seething Song?
Oh yeah,
Seething
Seething Song is
Song-
like $1,000 now.
It's not Seething Song, but Seething Song is like a $10 card. Yeah.
Yeah, that card has an honorable mention just right now because it's so much money. That card is $1 million.
This card is $4.92 TCG player low.
Barbs.
What?
No. He's just guessing words.
Some play Aura Barbs is maybe what I was thinking of.
No.
God damn it. I know what this is.
Wow,
fuck.
Aura Barbs is an uncommon red card. I was close.
God, what is the name of it? It's
We'll take
Morning
the
Star.
Krark Clan Shaman.
It's Krark Clan Shaman.
Hey, good
Yes,
job,
okay.
DJ.
Pauper Staple. Card is like almost a $5 on TCG low. Direct net is $7.73. After fees, you get $7.73 on this card. Krark Clan Shaman's a nice one.
Yeah,
Notably-
and for so it's a 1-mana 1/1 goblin with the activated ability that you can sacrifice an artifact to deal 1 damage to each creature without flying, right?
Yep.
Not flying.
That's
And
correct.
if you are wondering, 1 damage is not that much damage, you can respond to the ability with its own ability as much as you want for as many artifacts as you want. So he will use his dying breath to clear out a lot of things. So it is one of the best wraths you get in Pauper because you can sacrifice artifacts that generate for free, like clues or treasures or foods or whatever, and get a lot of value out of those.
All right, I got an easy one for you all. It is a Tarkir Dragonstorm Black Uncommon. Pretty good against Geist of Saint Draft.
Strategic Betrayal.
Yeah.
Okay.
That card's messed up.
It's a good hint. Yes.
Elemental players suffer.
Strategic Betrayal is a 2-mana black sorcery that makes an opponent exile a creature they control and their graveyard. Someone played it against my Uro deck the other day in Brawl. Blowout.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's like $2. Good card.
Standard Staple being worth $2. Huge.
Almost $1 to $2. Well, there you go. Breaking bulks, everybody. As a reminder, most of these come from MTG Ban. That is the sponsor of this podcast. We shout them out whenever we can because we all use it, not just to look up our picks that you can get by going to patreon.com/BSB. You can get early. But we also use it in all of our day-to-day lives running stores of various kinds. So definitely go check out MTG Ban. And DJ, what's that code?
50 BSB. That is 50 BSB. Also, MTG Ban just got a facelift. They have some cool UI features. The vintage tier, you can literally like drag and drop to make your own UI, which is like unheard of in any sort of customizable UI world of like nightmare app world we live in, where every UI is just like all crunched and weird. But like you can, I asked for a feature because I thought a feature was like not on the toolbar anymore. I was like, oh, I upload a lot of collections. This, can we put the upload bar like up on top like it used to be? And the developer was like, "Oh, you can drag and drop it there, so it's there forever for you." And my mind just melted, just instantly, like ice cream outside in Prague right now, just like evaporated into mist.
I want to let the ad read stand alone for what I'm about to say. This Europe heatwave shit is insane.
Have
you all seen this? Yeah. They're like overflowing the morgues in France.
Yeah.
They should have got the shot. They should have got the vaccine.
This is the coolest summer they'll ever have for the rest of their lives, however short that may be.
Well, it's also the hottest summer they'll have for the rest of their lives for some of them.
Yeah, that's just true.
It's just anyway. We're all headed to Europe in 2 weeks.
Not I. See. I very wisely
Corbin.
am going to stay in my based American air conditioning. What's the most you've ever lost on a coin flip? What's the most you've ever lost on a booster box? What's the most you've ever lost gambling degenerately on twitch.tv/moistcritical?
$25/$50 is the most that I have outside of like credit card gaming for food or whatever. That's the most I did that at a blackjack table over the weekend. How about that?
Corbin, you are so good at sucking all of the air out of a joke.
It was a real question. It was a real question.
It's honestly one of the most charming things about you.
I answered too earnestly. Go ahead.
We're trying to be more irony poisoned. We're trying to be more cynical, okay? This is a podcast for cool people.
I'm sorry. I lost. I missed the cue. I missed the cue on that one. I thought it was a question.
$12,000 booster box, $10,000 booster box.
Let's see, that's more than me.
And
now we have comparison.
Not a revised booster box, a $10,000 booster box printed in the past 4 years. Like we're not talking revised or somebody cracking antiquities or anything like that. This is a Lord of the Rings special edition booster box that has 12 packs in it. You have 12 shots to hit a serialized Lord of the Rings card, and even if you spend $10,000 on this box, which comes out to like $800-ish a pack, you need to hit a serialized card, like a good serialized card, to break even, like the one of 100. So like you need to hit like the serialized Glittering Caverns that's like 10K to break even on your booster box. If you hit the One Ring, you're golden. You did it. You did the thing. But
so this is I'm looking at the chart. A pack of this went from around 200 or so a year ago to like it's minimum 600 to 700 on TCG Player today for a pack from this. That's got to be just the content creator wave, right?
You say that, and yet...
I'm not saying it's not going to hold or whatever. I'm saying that, like, to DJ's point, the cards you have to open perhaps have not caught up to the sealed product, because
even
that's
then, like,
what's...
we're living in a world. Sorry.
You go ahead, DJ. I gotta pull up some data.
We're living in a world where I think a lot of the target audience for this podcast and the makers of this podcast are used to thinking about booster boxes from a somewhat rational standpoint. Not even like fully rational EV based. Like, obviously no player looks up the EV of the booster box they're buying. Like, most people do not do that. And so we think like, oh, most people like at least kind of think a little bit about it. Like, what's the best thing you can hit? Or like nobody is like running the EV numbers trying to hit like the chase mana crypt or whatever. But like, we think like, oh, you have to think a little bit about maybe what you're getting. But like, we have crossed the event horizon into like just complete dissociation from EV and just really boiling it down to the base level of gambling and like whatnot streaming ideology of like stores paying consistent 90% of TCG low for collector boxes because the whatnot machine hungers for the thirst of the dollars. And a lot of these people they're not joking around or lying when they say like, oh, I get like 500 times EV on my collector, or like people are paying like 2x TCG low for my collector book. Like, people are just trapped in this readily accessible, your phone, your computer in your pocket has a button that lets you press to throw money at it so easily. And like, obviously all of this spirals into a deeper conversation about ethics and all that, and we're not going to get too much into that, but like, that is the reality of the world we're living in, where like these we've been saying for a while, Magic is getting Pokemon. Magic is becoming Pokemon in a lot of different ways, and that's is one of those ways. Like, that's where we are at. Is and yeah.
Let's use a Pokemon example for a second. It's kind of a dicey example because there aren't actually a lot of comps for it. These things are really meaningfully rare, but we're just going to talk about this. Let's say you wanted to open a booster box of EX Dragon Frontiers, the 2006 Pokemon TCG set. Currently, your options on eBay...
I'm channeling my inner Nintendo DS. I am 12. I am
listening to
Nickelback.
This is still Gen 3.
Yeah, Nintendo DS released in 2004.
Yes, but Diamond and Pearl aren't out yet, so we're still playing Pokemon Emerald.
Okay.
If you would like to purchase a box of this right now, your only real option on eBay is a $200,000 box. Obviously, that's high. Well, what's the best thing you can open from this box? It's a Charizard Gold Star. Let's say you open the Charizard Gold Star, and it comes back a PSA 10.
Yeah.
Comparable sale on that is $130K. That's the best you can do.
But the box has more than that.
The actual widget is the sealed box, because I think there are fewer sealed boxes of Dragon Frontiers than there are PSA 10 Charizard Gold Stars.
Probably true.
Now, let's take that back to Lord of the Rings. Do we think there are more than 100 sealed Lord of the Rings Collector's Edition boxes out there?
No, but
yes.
How many?
Yes, absolutely. There are more than 100
Sorry. Go ahead. I was on.
So the best thing you can hit out of it is like a BGS 10, the One Ring serialized, which is like what, 50K? I actually have no idea. 50K?
I think it's closer to 60 or 70, but yeah.
Sure. If the box is 10K and there's like 30 of them out there that actually make you your money back properly, it's just like, what are we doing? The actual widget is the experience.
Yep. And
I don't think people are aware of what the regular collector booster boxes are at for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like, have you all looked at TCG Player?
Sorry.
Have you all looked at TCG Player?
Yeah. They're like 2,500 to 3K, aren't they?
They are. The lowest listed one is $3,900. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 listed total, unless I am on the wrong page. So...
Nope, you're looking at the right info.
Yep. I think that probably happened in the past week or two.
Looking at the chart, I would be inclined to agree with you.
And so the catalyst for this specifically, obviously Magic cards are in this crazy boom right now. Everything has spiked. All the cards numbers are just all over the place. This specific spike is at least partially originating from a very, very popular Twitch streamer named Moist Critical. Goes by a few other names, but like JJ can put the screenshot on the YouTube video. He has uploaded a dozen or more videos of him just cracking these boxes because he is wealthy enough to the point, like, it's like the analogy of like, oh, if you have $100, like, what does $100 to a billionaire, that kind of thing. Like, these are regular collector boxes to him. Like, that is the somewhat rough analogy of like, he is spending a few $100s in his income ratio compared to you for these several $1,000 boxes and streaming it and presumably getting, obviously the ads and the revenue from the YouTube are not like covering the box of a 10K box for each video, but like, it's not nothing, and that is a part of the brand that this person is cultivating. Is like, some people were like buying boxes trying to flip them to him, like, oh, if we can remove the supply and make it so there's no boxes available, we just get to make up the number and sell it to the famous streamer who will pay any number, and like, that's not working. So
that's the Pokemonification of Magic for sure. Just the content. I mean, I opened up like 4 regular collector booster boxes. Good God, I could have bought a car with them now.
Yeah.
And I remember going through those.
That's it.
I went through those cards for so long, going through the singles, being like, man, I really wish I hadn't opened these boxes. These singles suck. I lost money on every single box I opened at $300 or whatever we got, $350. Well, and now, holy crap.
Let me ask you a question, Corbin. Would you rather have an HP Unlimited Black Lotus or a Lord of the Rings Special Edition collector box and a Lord of the Rings regular edition collector box? Call it an MP Lotus, the numbers are closer.
I mean, I think you probably want the boxes because they are like, I could be wrong, but the truly chase UB stuff that is also reserved list might have just as much cachet over the next 15 years as a medium tier Black Lotus.
I don't even disagree. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here wondering, what's the exchange rate of Avatar boxes to a Black Lotus? I'm wondering, like, am I supposed to trade every Black Lotus I have into Avatar boxes? The answer's probably no, but, like, that's a question that I have to ask myself.
The answer's, like, maybe.
Right. Avatar might be the no. The answer is there is a collector box I'm supposed to do that with.
But, like, Avatar might be it because, like, we have a year and then the new Avatar show comes out and then Galaxy Aang is 8,000 or whatever, like...
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, Doomsday comes out. Maybe you're supposed to be buying Marvel boxes right now. Like...
Marvel boxes are... Do you know what MSRP on a Marvel collector box is, by the way?
Like 5?
It's like $4.55. And right now on TCG, they are... Checking.
I mean, the set's kind of mid, right? They're all lottery chases because the sets are mid.
Is it? I think the Marvel set's pretty good. Yeah, the Marvel set is actually under MSRP for the lowest listings. It's like pretty on the money for the next range.
Yeah, like it's kind of, I mean, not necessarily like to invite too direct a comparison to Spider-Man, but they're not Lord of the Rings power level either, right? Like, because they go into standard instead of modern.
But Corbin, it's not about power level.
I know. But
26 Marvel boxes or an HP Unlimited Black Lotus. Marvel collector boxes or an HP Unlimited Black Lotus.
That is a question. It is.
I want the Lotus, but I have like
I know
specific...
people. I know people are going deep on the boxes to hold. I'll say that.
Right.
So in 10 years, if we've gone fully into this direction or whatever, maybe the answer was supposed to have been we should have bought all of them.
Yeah, like both is the answer. Maybe like fuck it.
No, I don't even mean the Black Lotus. I mean like maybe we were just supposed to buy all the collector booster boxes from the halcyon days of 2026 supply before we went 5x the player base. Like, you know, like imagine like half the cards the Pokemon's ever printed have been printed in the past 4 years or whatever, right? Imagine trying to tell someone in 2018 when Pokemon's already 20 years old that it was even 25 years old when he hit the anniversary, and it was spiking in 2020. Imagine telling them this. Like, maybe that's Magic in 2035, 2030.
Corbin, what do you think a team-up booster box goes for in Pokemon right now? A set from notably 2019, I believe.
Team up, that set is lit. So Pokemon booster boxes are usually around 100, right? When they come out?
Retail, yeah.
Yeah,
This is the set with the Latios GX.
Oh.
The
I'm
Lovebirds.
terrible at this. I'm not good at this part of this market, but I'm going to say $1,000.
So last sale on TCG was June 15th for $12,000. Lowest listing is $25,000.
I'm sorry, what? That's not very long ago.
That's like 15 days ago.
No, I
What's a
mean,
PSA
like,
10
the
Lovebirds
set.
go for?
The set is not that long ago. How is that possible?
I don't know, man, but like...
Card shows
Yeah,
have
a
blown
PSA
up
10.
in my area, I'll tell you all that.
PSA 10 of the Lovebirds, the Latios and Latios GX.
Yep, they are beautiful.
Like, $17K last sale.
Man.
The actual answer is, what's a 7-year-old collector box for Magic? What?
Literally the first, like one of the first ones is Throne of Eldraine, end of 2019. We're approaching the 7-year anniversary of Magic's first collector boxes.
And what's the first set with Universes Beyond 7? Is it the Godzilla stuff from Ikoria?
That's the first set. Walking Dead.
Like the first collector box that has Universes
Yeah,
Beyond 7.
Ikoria stuff was 6 years ago.
Okay, I mean,
Could be those. This is obviously a game that can go on forever, and this is why they're doing this in the first place. But it could be the already expensive Ixalan ones that have the Jurassic World stamps.
I'm literally looking up Lost Caverns of Ixalan
I
collector
thought
box as you said
it would
that.
be. Yep, so that's a first one because
Those are $1,000.
I so regret not getting those stamped ones. But right now, I also regret not getting Thanos Soulstone when it was $1,000 because I think it's probably correct to try to build a set of those.
Do you remember buying a bunch of Thanos Soulstones from me in Portland for like $950 and me just being like, this sucks?
Yeah.
Because I remember that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Honestly,
Anyway.
this conversation is just stressing me out. Like, what am I supposed to do? What are you supposed to do if you're in this industry? Everything feels wrong and also nothing matters.
It's crazy. It's the first year ever of me being involved in this where I felt like I consistently do not have nearly enough money to do what I want to do.
My God, it is 1,000.
Some fraction of that is like because I have scaled my business up to a point where it requires more money as a business, but like that's compounded with the fact exponentially that like, oh, if I want to buy a playset of box diamonds from a player, that is significantly more money than it used to be. And like I have 5 shows coming up that I'm doing for my own branding. Self shout out, I will be at the Excalibur series of CEDH events as Card Garden. We will be in Pittsburgh, then Columbus, and then Valley Forge, then Niagara Falls for those Excalibur events. I will be in Rochester, New York in September for the CEDH and Commander Sealed. But like, I'll be at those events, and the bankroll I have does not go as far as it did last year or the year before that. And like, there's just so many things that I need to buy and constantly need to churn now. And like, we all are just in this weird spot of always feeling like it's a bubble, but then like the Lord of the Rings is literally the perfect example of this, where it's like, damn, that box hit 5K, that bubble's gonna 6, 7, like we're watching just like Bitcoin go to its first 10K or whatever. It's just
You're right. LCI collector boxes are almost $1,000. That's an in-universe Magic set. I had one of those get a glass of water spilt on it in my house.
Corbin, what do you think a Wilds of Eldraine collector box goes for?
I think it's around 1,000.
I was gonna say 12, but I haven't looked, so I don't know.
It's about 1,000. That's it. Sucks outside of the bonus sheet.
Yep, it's confetti. It's confetti stuff or bust.
And those confetti things they look good though.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I
this is good discourse because this is go ahead.
I low-key think that Edge of Eternities is the next one to just really pop.
I think you might be right because the 4-drop is going to be like a forever staple.
Ice Till?
Yeah.
I mean, I just
in
think that the
addition to
Galaxy
everything else,
Foil, like,
those,
stellar
yeah.
sites.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it has. It has the like top end of that, and then I think it has like the card quality to back it up too.
Yeah, you're getting
Right,
quantum
like-
riddlers, you're getting
Yeah,
Orboroids.
like part of what drives LCI is how many of, and I could be wrong without looking, but like I think there's a number of expensive dinosaurs in the set. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the only version, I believe the only version of Hunting Velociraptor, is that the card that gives them more prowl? Like that
Yeah.
card's just $100, and you don't get a cheaper one. You can't get the budget version of that card.
I remember when I bought those. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, I think what I've taken away from this is that if I'm going to park my own money in something, it should either be stamped Jurassic World cards, because eventually they're going to reboot Jurassic Park, and it like in 10 years, whatever. Like it's,
The
or I
supply
should get,
of
or
those
you should get
is
this.
akin to serialized cards.
Yes.
Yeah. Or you should get the
Like, I feel
the
like there's a lot of
stones.
cards printed in the past few years that for whatever reason do not have serial numbers on them, but you can start looking at just like the data set from a whole, and Band is really good at this too, like mtgband.com is great at this. You can look at like vendor decrease in listings for stuff like this and just compare, like look at serialized cards on TCG Player compared to these like Jurassic Park emblems, or like the pseudo serialized cards like the Soul Stone, like the Thanos Soul Stone, or like the Cosmic Soul Stone. Like this stuff is rare, and just because they don't tell you exactly how rare it is doesn't mean there's not that many out there. And as the player base goes up, they're not making more. Like we've talked a lot about how these are basically reserved list cards, because that's just the world we're in right now. And how many players want a beta copy of Berserk versus like a confetti, like Greater Oromancy? Like those are roughly the same price. Or Alpha Berserk, sorry. Like an Alpha Berserk and Confetti Greater Oromancy are like both around $400 or $500, but like I can't tell you how many people want the Alpha Berserk when they have the Strixhaven version that's like, or the Secrets of Strixhaven Silver Scroll. Like so many more people want the cool shiny one. It's just like
we're onto something with these emblems, though. I'll tell you that, because
Corbin,
the supply on these has been miserable for forever.
I know,
I was talking
but
about these emblems this time last year when they were a quarter of this price.
Let me rephrase. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but I think that we are, if we're looking for the next Lord of the Rings collector booster box, that that's like 2K. No, it's like 5K, and there's 10 of them in existence.
Sure.
There's 3 emblem. Yeah, and you were the first person who put me onto these a year ago or whatever, right? There are 3 hunting velociraptors with an emblem on them, and they're all in the same price range at $1,100, $1,200, $1,300, and then the price is whatever you make it. The price is $5,000.
You know what the real shtick to me is? I low-key think TMNT is insane because it has 4 cards that are over $2,000 a piece in it.
Could be.
Like all 4 of the gold signature turtles
Yeah.
are like, they're all 2K low end. I mean, the Raphael low listing is $4,400. I don't know if that's based on the actual sales or anything, but does it matter?
Well, there's Super Shredder too, right? And that card's very powerful. And there's like a $300 version of that card.
For me, it's just like if we're in this content creator, what we're ripping for hits economy. Yeah. The fact there's 4 hits in that set that are $2,000 or whatever.
It's a good point.
And so, like, I want to make a point on the other side of the spectrum here. We have been talking about super cool, ultra high-end boxes and singles for the past half hour. Magic's getting a little more expensive on the lower end too, and like not by a lot, but we've talked forever about how Magic is a very affordable game, and it still is. Like you can go to your local bulk bins and take home a 4-row of bulk for like $50 to $60 and be very, very happy and build a bunch of decks with your friends and just like have a few evenings of beers and deck building and just like create your own rule sets. Magic is this like beautiful, beloved, dynamic game that shifts and morphs into whatever pop or EDH format you want it to be. But even on the lower end, like we talked about how Star City is paying more for bulk now, and there are other stores that are paying more for bulk because they're making the lower end browse bins and the lower end resealable collector, like air quotes collector packs of like, oh, this Walmart box where it's like you pay $12 and you get a randomized pack with a guaranteed legendary card. Woo, wow. Target mom food. Like that, even like we talked about all these super high-end things, but like even on the other end of the spectrum, like there's a lot of breaking bulk style money to be made for those who want to like really put their hands into the grinder and like just churn out commons and uncommons and flip bulk and like buy a Roka sifter, pick out the good cards. Like if you want to just start in on the low end and you're just getting into the game, you're like, oh, I want to start like kind of making this game pay for itself, but I don't have LCI collector box dinosaur money. Like there's ways to do that with breaking bulk, with like churning bulk commons and uncommons. Like you can be the person locally who buys the dregs of the rips and the hits that aren't hits like locally, and just like be the person at the bottom of the sieve who's like, yeah, I'll take all the garbage and then I'll process it, pull the good like the $1 and $2 cards out, and then make your money that way. Like there's a big spectrum here, and you can be at any point of it to like be at the forefront of this.
All right. Well, and one of the ways to do that is to get in on the Patreon of Brainstorm Brewery, patreon.com/BSB. You get access to the podcast early, you get access to the Discord, and you get access to our Breaking Bulks and Picks of the Week spreadsheets early. And that's what it is time for now. Pick of the Week.
Pick of the Week. Pick of the Week. Pick of the Week. Time for the Pick of the Week.
I'm going to start it off. I just mentioned it. Super Shredder is, I think, heading towards a low. It's about $16 right now. It's still falling, so I think it will continue going down. But basically, whenever it does bottom out, I really have my eyes on that card. It is, again, the 2-drop menace. There's just whenever another permanent leaves the battlefield, you put a counter on it. 2 years from now, they'll print a new commander that triggers off things leaving the battlefield, and Jund and Super Shredder will spike inevitably. If it doesn't spike before that from constructed formats, it's very powerful as a whole. So whenever it bottoms out as a mythic, I've got an eye on Super Shredder.
Sure. I have kind of a double header pick of the week this week. I have a Tamiyo Inquisitive Student.
Is that card under $20? I don't know what the price of that card is, but is it under $20? Oh, wow, that's not right.
1315 TCG low with a 1750 buy list at Card Kingdom. 1850 is Maria, by the way. Card is too cheap. We are in Modern Season. There are decks playing it. Additionally, another card that kind of has been seeing play with Tamiyo in some of these modern decks is the new Loki, God of Mischief, I want to say. Not God of Lies. Mischief, not Lies. Buy lists are basically TCG low on it. A couple of them, Card Kingdom and Star City, paying TCG low on this card. Lets you draw 2 cards off your Mishra's Bauble. Lets your Surveillance Cam draw you a card every time it targets something, but only once per turn. So you gotta stretch the game out a little bit. I'm playing it in Legacy in the Welder combo deck, where your Goblin Welder trigger draws you a card, or triggers it and draws you a card. Yeah,
that's so silly.
2 blue card draw creatures, underpriced.
Yeah, I like both these. This is the first time I'm actually reading Loki, God of Mischief.
Only abilities. There was Aspiring Spike had a stream going where he had a Loki card draw counter, and in his chat, if you asked why are you not playing this card, and there's like a command that said, Loki only triggers on abilities, not spells.
That's pretty good. So my pick of the week, if you go into mtgban.com and you type in S:IKO is Triome, and you put a little asterisk after that for foil only, you will see that all 5 of the borderless foil Ikoria Triomes range in the $30 to $50 section. If you go to MTGBan and look up the EV of an Ikoria Collector Booster box, it is not great. It's like the EV of none of these boxes is great. Obviously, we opened the whole discussion talking about how like you really can't get your money back from some of these high-end boxes. Doesn't matter. I think the Ikoria Triomes are still too cheap. They are going to be more. These are the best version of a lot of Commander players' decks. Like any 3-color deck is obviously playing all of the Triomes. They may have been a design mistake. We can talk about that later. They shouldn't have had cycling, maybe. Like it's wild. But like they're all $30 to $50, and I would not be surprised to see the best versions of these Triomes hit closer to like the $50 to $100 range in the next year or so. Like they're gonna make more Triomes. Don't get me wrong. The card will get reprinted. but like
The Robbie Trevino art's good.
the art's very good, but like, are we gonna get like a serialized trio? Maybe. Are we gonna get like a super amazing like special foil, fracture foil of them? Maybe. But like, I still think the supply on these is so low. Like you said 6 years ago, this was the first era of collector booster boxes. They were testing the waters. The supply is not super high.
Yeah, I also think that reprinting Triomes is like not at the top of their agenda. I don't know. Like I can't imagine that they're clamoring to put Triomes into everything.
Maybe. I don't know. Like, and we've lost a lot of reprint outlets for cards, so like maybe they get a special guest. They get like a special guest treatment, and it's like, oh, you get to pick your other special version of them. That's fine, but like
Voisin. Like you're a boss. What Voisin of the Triomes you want, boss? So derail this for a stupid joke. Classic Brainstorm Brewery stuff.
This podcast is sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts and Matt Damon now.
Park my car in the Harvard garage. That wasn't even that was not my worst work yet. Damn.
No, it was good. Corbin left, so we don't know how to end the podcast, but I hope that he uploads his file on time so that you can all get your healthy dose of Brainstorm Brewery weekly. Thanks to everyone who stopped by and said hi in Vegas. I appreciate it every time. Y'all are great. Check out MTG Ban.
If you're going to be at CubeCon, DMV, Legacy League, Pauper, Genesis thingy, come by the Paradise Games and Gifts booth, say hi, and give me your money, and or I'll give you my money for your cards.
Yeah. And I will be in Pittsburgh at the Excalibur CEH event, where I will hopefully not lose a bunch of money, or I'll spend all the money, and that'll be an option too. Like, we live in a crazy topsy-turvy world. Send your listener questions about this crazy topsy-turvy world to brainstormbrew@gmail.com, or send them in coded Unabomber letters to Corbin's home address, which I will post in the chat below. Bye.
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 Bye.